In this video I will talk about fat, what fat is healthy, what not, and what official medical experts propose to eat, and this in my opinion. And please mind that I am not a medical professional, I am doctor of science, and my education was physics and chemistry and mathematics. So it's you are not supposed to follow my advising. I am not advising. I just give you information, and you decide for yourself what is better for you. What works for me may will not work for you. And also, my goal is much further than just extension of life to 100, 120 years. I'm talking about extension of longevity to few hundred years. So this is why I give different advising. And I am supposed to live forever young. Then again, not all people, not many people want to do so, because it's life is not very easy. Okay, as always, I highly recommend you to download presentation as PDF file and read it. It is much better. You will save your time. I read much quicker than I talking, and then again, and I get information much better if I read it. So presentation is relatively long, and this time I don't give many references to sources, because it's just general information about type of fat and what healthy, what not healthy. Okay, let's go. As you already, I hope you watched a short version. And then this is in this video I will go into details. It will take time. So if you have time, you can follow the video, or as I said, please read the presentation, download and read presentation. I hope it will help you to stay healthy and live longer. But again, I understand that people don't trust free advising, because they think that I use these people as laboratory rats, laboratory animals. It is not so. Why I do these videos? I do it for myself, and the best way to learn anything, because biology was not my part of education. My part of education was like quantum physics, and then but I like biology, and to learn it into details, to understand what works for me, I teach it. I teach it. So, and I learn myself, I go into details. Okay, so this is the difference, that I am not much interested to zombify you with my information. I just will give you something what to think, and you decide for yourself. Okay, let's go, guys. In this presentation, I want to explain how fat is used as a source of energy in our body, and how different types of fat can affect our health and aging. Fat molecules are also known as triglycerides, because they consist of 3 fatty acid molecular chains attached to glycerol backbone. Fatty acids can be classified into 3 categories based on the number and the type of bonds between their carbon atoms. There can be saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids have only single bonds between the carbon atoms. They are called saturated. Monounsaturated fatty acids have 1 double bond, and polyunsaturated fatty acids have 2 or more double or triple bonds. The length of the fatty acid chain also determines its properties and function. Okay, we can check this slide, and we see that the coconut oil has the highest amount of saturated fat and some very little amount of monounsaturated fatty acid, but it is supposed to be most healthy in my opinion, but I will talk about this a little bit later. It has some problem, little bit problem. So if you consume coconut oil, you have to consume it with eggs, dairy products, and maybe with meat. Okay, so butter is the best choice. Butter is cold butter, grass-fed butter. I eat it every day, and I highly recommend it to start your day from butter. Butter is the best. Butter and ghee. So next is lard and tallow. Tallow has maybe too much of long chain fatty acids, and short chain fatty acids and middle chain fatty acids are more healthy, and this middle chain triglycerides or this MCT oil are produced mostly from coconut oil and palm oil. So it is not always from coconut oil, sometimes from palm oil. So if you can afford it, okay, you can use it. I use coconut oil, or again, as I said, butter is the best choice for your health. Okay, as we see, short chain fatty acids, it is fewer than 6 carbon atoms. Okay, and medium chain fatty acids from up to 10 carbon atoms, and long chain more than 12. Fat digestion mainly takes in the small intestine, where the surface is lined with tiny finger-like projections called villi. Each villus contain blood vessels and lymphatic vessel, and they have thin layer of epithelium cells outside. The villus is supported by collagen and elastin fibers that provide its flexibility. In the stomach, dietary fats are mixed with pancreatic enzyme lipase. This is enzyme that is secreted by the pancreas. It is already go to stomach, but then it works not only in stomach but outside in small intestine too. Okay, the gallbladder releases bile. This is substance which is produced by liver from cholesterol, and this it is go to the small intestine, and bile acts as an emulsifier, as a kind of soap, breaking down the large fat aggregates into smaller ones and increasing the surface area for enzymatic action. Pancreatic lipase, along with other enzymes such as colipase and pancreatic lipase-related proteins, further split triglycerides into monoglycerides, glycerol, and free fatty acids. Okay, you see in this slide how it goes. This fat globule from stomach gets with bile acids, it is getting broken. It is separated to smaller droplets, and it is go as emulsion. And then these enzymes, lipase enzymes, they just split the fat molecules into monoglycerides and free fatty acids and glycerol. And then all the small micelles, they can penetrate the epithelium layer in the guts and go into the gut wall. Okay, here's the structure of this villi. You see this villi? They're very, very small projections, and then inside we have blood capillaries and have this lymph vessel also. What is happening? Short chain fatty acids can go directly to blood. They go directly to blood and further. Yeah, this is why it is short chain and middle chain fatty acids. They go directly to blood. You are getting this energy all very quick. If you consume like butter and or MCT oil, it go very quick to your brain and give you energy. But the long chain fatty acids not working so well. They I will go into details. They're getting converted to this kilomicron, okay, and they're transported through the lymphatic system. Okay, these products as fat breakdown together with bile salts form micelles. This is what I explained in the slide, which are small spherical droplets that facilitate the absorption of monoglycerides and fatty acids through the membrane of the epithelium cells. Short chain, it is up to 5-6 carbon atoms, and medium chain from 6 to 12 carbon atoms. These fatty acids pass through epithelium layer of the villi and enter the bloodstream directly via the capillaries. As I said, you see, it goes directly. So this is why it is very healthy and very big, quick source of energy. So it is go everywhere, and it will all your cells can use it as energy. Only cells that cannot, it is red blood cells. Red blood cells cannot use short chain fatty acids and middle chain fatty acid as a source of energy. Even brain can use short chain fatty acids and ketone bodies. Ketone bodies I will explain later. Okay, long chain, it is 13 or more carbon atoms, fatty acids are reassembled into triglycerides or combined with lipophilic alcohol, which is cholesterol, to form esters within the intestinal cells. Then these lipids, along with phospholipids and cholesterol and proteins, are packaged into particles called kilomicrons. Kilomicrons, I believe, so its pronunciation should be good. Okay, here we see it is again fat globules get into emulsion, and then it is broken to free fatty acids and monoglycerides, and also glycerol, and then it goes to the wall, to the intestinal wall, and inside of the cells, they are combined and they produce triglycerides. Triglycerides, and then they form some vehicle, kilomicrons, relatively big size, but they are big. They cannot go to the blood vessels, they go to lymphatic vessel. Here again the same, so you see how they go to lymphatic vessel. And kilomicrons are too large to enter the bloodstream directly. Instead, they are released into the lymphatic system, forming milky fluid called chyle. I think chyle pronounced. Okay, this again, if you eat a lot of fat, your lymph is getting like milk. Okay, this is normal. Okay, no, nothing wrong. And from the lymphatic system, kilomicrons enter the bloodstream through the thoracic duct. It is goes to vein. It is to thoracic duct. It is big, and then it goes to blood. Lipoprotein lipase, an enzyme that is found on the surface of blood vessels, break down triglycerides in the kilomicrons, releasing fatty acids that can be used for energy production or storage by cells. So again, if you eat fat, it can go to your deposit tissue for storage, or it can be used muscle cells for energy. We are talking about long chain fatty acids, not short chain. Short chain easy, but we are talking about long chain fatty acids. The remnants after they are already a little bit emptied, not so big size. The remnants of kilomicrons are transported by the bloodstream and taken up by the liver. Liver cells produce very low density lipoprotein, and for further transport of lipids. So it is not yet, again, it is as the transportation goes. And this very low density and low density lipoproteins that deliver triglycerides, that deliver fat to adipose tissue for storage or other cells for energy use. Okay, we see this slide size. Kilomicrons are big, they're about 1 micron size. Then we go very low density lipoproteins, middle size lipoproteins, and then low density lipoproteins, and eventually high density lipoproteins. The structure is such that we have envelope, the membrane which is produced from some proteins, cholesterol, esters, and triglycerides inside. Okay, inside because they are hydrophobic, and this cell, the membrane is outside, is hydrophilic to be compatible with lymph and plasma. Okay, then these vessels, very low density lipoproteins and low density lipoproteins, they eventually lose their triglycerides, they're getting empty, and fatty acids, also cholesterol esters, they become smaller but denser. The liver also produces so-called high-density lipoprotein, which is not working for transportation, but it is necessary for fat metabolism. This high-density lipoprotein plays a crucial role in reverse cholesterol transport to the liver, because it transports excess of cholesterol from cells to the liver. And high-density lipoprotein facilitates the transfer of triglycerides and phospholipids and cholesterol from other lipoproteins and cells. Okay, this is necessary. It is a closed loop. High-density lipoprotein are often referred as a good cholesterol due to its role in transporting cholesterol from peripheral tissues. So our body produces some amount of cholesterol, and we are getting cholesterol also with food. So, and we need a lot of cholesterol, but not always, not for all people. Okay, we will go into details a little bit later. Okay, then somehow this high-density lipoprotein referred as good cholesterol. Why? There is no logic to it. They're all good. All lipoproteins are good. Oh, because they transport fat. We need it. We need it. But okay, whatever. If you follow so-called balanced diet or diet based on carbohydrates as source of energy, then high-density lipoprotein will be good, and the low-density lipoprotein will be bad. Okay, why it is we can call. Again, medicine is not very stupid. It is some evidence-based medicine, but evidence is kind of corrupted. Okay, I would say. Okay, because again, just wait. I will explain. So again, high-density lipoprotein and take this cholesterol from macrophages and from other cells, and it brings it back to liver for excretion, so production of bile and bile salts and bile acids and bile salts, in conversion to bile acids and salts, and production of bile and excretion to the small intestine. Then further it works as soap, as to improve digestion of fat. So we need cholesterol. If we want to get energy from fat, we need cholesterol, but not for all people, not for all. Okay, this medical professionals, they give some good advice, but not for all people again. Let's go into details. Cells in our bodies produce cholesterol themselves because it is necessary, essential component of cell membranes. It is stabilizing cell membranes. We cannot live without cholesterol. So we see here composition of kilomicrons and up to high-density lipoproteins. You see that amount of fat in the kilomicrons is the highest. It is actually full of fat, and the amount of fat in the high-density lipoprotein is very low. So this and the size is dropping also. Okay, and the density is growing, vice versa. Okay, statin drugs. Statin drugs, highly recommended. Not me. I would never take statin. You will kill me before I will take drugs. I will never take the statin drugs, or I will make some not will take any jab because I I know how it works. I don't need it. Okay, statin drugs, which block the synthesis of cholesterol in our body. What happens then if you have no cholesterol? You cannot absorb and transport, you cannot digest lipids. You cannot. Why it can be good? Okay, let's go. Let's decide, let's understand why it can be good. Okay, statins may have some benefits, especially in the context of balanced diet that replaces animal fat with vegetable oils. If medical professionals recommend you to use vegetable oils, and you go to grocery store and you see all these vegetable oils, great variety of vegetables on, and you use it for cooking, you use it for your food, okay, then no way, but you have to use statins. Absolutely so. Okay, you decide for yourself. Vegetable oils are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids, especially omega-6. Which has multiple double or triple bonds. In the past, vegetable oils were used only for industrial purposes. For example, for manufacture of oil paints and varnishes, as well as for protecting wood from wood-eating insects and bacterial decay. Okay, why? Because it is easy to get oxidized, and it is turned into kind of wax when it is a sticky wax. And when PUFA, these polyunsaturated fatty acids, enter your body, they are embedded in the membranes of our cells. What happens next? They are getting oxidized, they turn into the sticky wax, Also, they react with proteins, and in time, when they react with proteins, they might turn into lipofuscin. Lipofuscin is a complex mixture of oxidized lipids and cross-linked proteins that accumulate in cells over time, particularly in cells that do not undergo cell division, such as neurons or cardiac myocytes. The formation of lipofuscin is associated with aging. Accumulation of lipofuscin in skin is often referred to as age-related pigment or age spots. It is believed that chronic hypoxia and oxidative stress, which is overproduction of reactive oxygen species by mitochondria, are leading to the accumulation of these oxidized molecules, oxidized lipofuscin, oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids. So if you are young, if your blood vessels is elastic and you have good flow, maybe it is not so dangerous to consume this vegetable oils. But soon, when you get old, it is, well, no choice, no choice. Or if you want to live short, okay, consume the vegetable oils. The primary site of lipofuscin accumulation is within lysosomes, which are cellular organelles responsible for breaking down and recycling cellular waste. Okay, so you see this is in neurons, these blue colored dots, this accumulation of lipofuscin, which cannot be digested, cannot be removed from the lysosomes, and it accumulates in neurons, and eventually neurons stop to work. I mean, they work not efficiently because they are overloaded with waste, and this also in heart. You have this accumulation of these brown spots in cells of your heart, and okay, you think it is doing well? No, guys. This is aging. This is how aging shows itself. Okay, this accumulation happens due to inability of lysosomes to fully digest oxidized lipids, lipoproteins, and cross-linked proteins. This is again, I was talking many times that the core, why we're aging. First, it is because of chronic hypoxia. Chronic hypoxia leads to excessive production of reactive oxygen species by mitochondria. If you have high concentration of reactive oxygen species, then all these polyunsaturated fatty acids get oxidized. They accumulate, react with proteins, they accumulate as lipofuscin, and this is aging. Then cells are getting overloaded with this trash, with these waste products, and they stop to working. And then you cannot produce energy because it's all, you have not enough oxygen, and also the cells are overloaded with some waste products. Proteins within and outside cells can undergo cross-linking by sugar molecules. This is the glycation reaction. This is the main reason why we're aging. And this cross-linking contributes to insolubility of lipofuscin and make it resistant to degradation by enzymes produced by our bodies. We cannot get rid of this waste product. Cannot. Only my idea to produce some bacterial enzymes which can split, which can digest these oxidized lipids, and then it works. It works in technical speaking, but not easy, but works. Not quick, but like few months, and you will see the result. Another reason for lipofuscin accumulation is age-related impartment in autophagy process, because for autophagy you need well-working lysosomes, and if lysosomes are overloaded with waste products and concentration of enzymes inside the lysosomes is low, they just don't work. You cannot get autophagy, self-cleaning of cells doesn't work. Okay, strategies to reduce oxidative stress and maintain lysosomal function are areas of intensive research aimed to understanding the potential mitigating lipofuscin accumulation. I use these enzymes. It is very new area. Only a few other groups work on this area. Despite the idea was known from 2002, but I just tried to develop this idea, not my idea, but I use it, and I use it practically, and I think it works. But I would need maybe some funding to prove it and to bring it to the medical care, because it gives a lot of health benefits. A lot of health benefits. Okay, I explained it already in my videos. Oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids in low-density particles play a crucial role in the development of atherosclerosis, condition characterized by accumulation of plaque in arterial walls. Oxidized low-density lipoproteins have altered properties compared to native low-density lipoprotein, making it more sticky to the endothelium cells in the arterial wall. The endothelium is the inner lining of blood vessels. So we have inside our guts, we have epithelium layer, and inside our blood vessels and lymph vessels, we have endothelium cells, but they are almost the same function to protect our body from invasion of some pathogens, etc. But endothelium cells are a little bit more different. I was talking about this in previous, about glycocalyx, etc. The endothelium dysfunction involves impaired nitric oxide production and increased expression of adhesion molecules. So if you have damaged glycocalyx, a dysfunction of endothelium layer, you have further compromised blood flow, and you have eventually adhesion of immune cells and to the endothelium, and you have adhesion to other blood cells, and eventually thrombosis and development of thrombosis and death. So monocytes which adhere to the dysfunctional epithelium migrate into the arterial wall, and once inside the arterial wall, monocytes differentiate into macrophages and engulf oxidized low-density lipoprotein particles. They are sticky. Our immune system tries to remove them, but cannot digest. Lysosomes in macrophages cannot digest oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids, and these oxidized lipoproteins cannot. Therefore, they accumulate and transform macrophages into foam cells. So these macrophages are getting overloaded with these vessels full of this junk, of this, you can call it lipofuscin, or you can call it just oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids. And they are eventually so much overloaded they die. They are overloaded with these lipid droplets, and then as a name used, it is like they are getting converted into foam cells, which are dysfunctional. They are not macrophages any longer. They are foam cells, dysfunctional macrophages. They accumulate and trigger inflammatory response to attract more macrophages, because your body tries to keep you healthy and try to keep you alive. So more macrophages should come, but again they engulf this oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acid, and more foam cells are produced, more inflammation and more this junk accumulates inside your inside the wall of your artery or your blood vessels, big blood vessels, big aorta or other arteries. Inflammation results in the activation of cells producing collagen and other extracellular matrix components, mostly collagen. And what is happening? The continued accumulation of lipids, foam cells, and debris form atherosclerotic plaques. What I didn't mention here, when it is collagen accumulation, collagen get accumulated in the wall, the arteries are losing elasticity, and eventually calcium accumulates in them. Why? Because the stem cells, which are also migrate to this side, they check environment and they cannot see. They are smart, but not enough smart. They think they are in bones, and in bones they produce, instead in your aorta, they are turning your aorta in the bone tube, so in the tube of bones. So it is losing elasticity completely. But before this will happen, the accumulation of lipids, foam cells, and debris forms these atherosclerotic plaques. Eventually, local fibrosis develops, and the plaque may become calcified. This is what I was talking. Atherosclerotic plaques can rupture before it will calcify. But calcify, yeah, it's in age, even if you don't have this atherosclerotic plaques of big size, then you have this calcification. You have that your arteries, aorta, losing elasticity. Atherosclerotic plaques can rupture, exposing the contents to the bloodstream, leading to thrombosis, or the also called blood clot formation, which also get to sudden blockage of blood flow and can cause heart attacks and strokes and eventually death. And this is what we have with this COVID epidemic, COVID development and vaccination, etc. So I will not go into details why and why, but the mechanism is the same. The mechanism is the same. So you see these monocytes, they migrate from your bones, from bone marrow, they migrate to blood, and then they get inside the blood, the vessel of the blood vessel, and they try to clean it from these oxidized lipoproteins, but they cannot digest it. Instead, they turn into foam cells, eventually die, and it is getting bigger, and eventually get ruptured, and then you have thrombosis. Okay, then why? I try to tell people, this is my opinion, I'm not medical expert, that don't eat plants. Why? Plants protect their seeds, especially seeds and grains. This is okay. Plants protect their seeds with help of natural toxins and oxalates. Even fruits are protected with oxalates, and not to mention the vegetables. In addition, the modern agro-industry makes extensive use of variety of fat-soluble poisons to control insects and weeds, which are also accumulate in seeds. Guys, I was in Thailand. I have 10 hectares of farming land, and I was doing farming myself. Management mostly, because workers, we were hiring workers was doing job, but I was organizing it. And what was the result? When they were spraying herbicides and insecticides, it is so toxic that if they have no protection for breathing, people are just losing consciousness. It is so toxic. And when I saw this result of this, how these poisons work, I decided no. I will sell the product. I was selling the product because everybody uses the same. When I try to grow clean by this organic products, we lost all the profits, because you cannot sell in Taiwan. You cannot sell product as organic or at higher price. You sell it at the same price. The same price means, but if you grow it organically, you have to invest more labor, to pay more money for the labor, and your return is even less maybe than without this insecticides and other toxic substances. Then you are getting less money. So I tried, but the result was such that everybody got money. I mean, workers got paid and everything, but we got no profit from this. And they decide, okay, I will do the same like other farmers, but I will never ever eat products from my farm or from other people. So I stopped eating these vegetables and fruits and everything, because I saw how much they're spraying on these fruits and fruit trees and other plants, all these toxins. Okay, vegetable oils, which are produced industrially, they are rich in omega-6 fatty acids and also contain a variety of toxins, as I said, herbicides and insecticides. They are just by definition go inside. Our body tries to minimize exposure to the toxins that our immune system and liver cannot neutralize, and remove from the body. So for storing fat-soluble poisons, our adipose tissue is used. So And more people consume this vegetable oil, the more they need safe storage to keep the toxins and oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids out of the bloodstream. So, experimental fact, it is, I don't talk about causation, but there is certainly some correlation between the consumption of vegetable oils and obesity. So your body tries to keep you alive and to remove toxins from your bloodstream somewhere. Okay, since 80s, food prepared with vegetable oils has led to epidemic of obesity in the USA. You see how the consumption of vegetable oils was growing and how obesity was growing even faster. It is to maximum to 2010 and that 2015. Now it is even more problem. Yeah, and in America, more than 35% of adults are suffering from obesity. Compare it with France. In France, people eat a lot of butter instead of vegetable oils. And you go to France, you don't see obese people. Or if it is obese people, it is tourists from United States. Pardon. If people could think logically, if they, I am doctor of science, mathematics is my profession, mathematics, and I can think logically. So I can think logically, but people normally cannot. Then medical professionals, if they would think logically, then they would advise limiting or completely prohibiting the use of vegetable oils in food. Instead, doctors and nutritionists claim that obesity is primarily related to the imbalance between energy calorie intake and calorie burned, and then what they offer grains and carbohydrates as the main source of energy. Why? Because unfortunately our civilization is grain-based. We grow grains and we eat them, consume them for energy. Yeah, it is so. I believe that we can use birds and cows and ruminants and to produce much more healthy food, but it is not supported. Official medical professionals, they offer grains. So full grains is better. Full grains have even more toxins inside. So okay, but it's my opinion. I stopped eat fruits, vegetables, and grains. I feel so much better. Before there was so many problems. Memory loss. There was this memory loss and problem with my prostate gland and psoriasis. Yeah. So now I know what to do. I don't eat it all, and then I am so much better, more energy, and the brain works, no problem with memory. Almost, almost no problem. Sometimes maybe, but okay, I mean just 66 years old, it takes time to recover. Okay, then consumption of oils from seeds is considered beneficial for health. Okay, it's because we are talking about, omega-6, omega-3. Omega-3 is good for your health. Guys, your body can produce omega-3 if necessary from saturated and monounsaturated fatty acids. This just mind. It will be no problem for your brain to use saturated fat and convert it to the polyunsaturated fatty acids. And again, mind that long-living animals, they have 5 times more saturated fatty acids and monounsaturated fatty acids than polyunsaturated fatty acids in as a cell membranes, and they live 20 times longer than like mice of the compatible size that consume a lot of grains. Okay, let's go. So if you follow this diet recommended, so-called beneficial, so-called balanced diet with a lot of grains, full grains and carbohydrates and fruits and vegetables, blah blah blah, so much fiber, then you have to consume statin drugs. even starting from young age. Why? Because absorption and transport of polyunsaturated fatty acids into bloodstream will be inhibited, reduced. So this junk, which was used as for cooking, will not go into your bloodstream. So it will save your time, your health. It will improve your health. So statins absolutely necessary. I can confirm it. If you follow this diet based on carbohydrates, I don't do it. I don't need statins. Yeah, but all people who eat too much carbohydrates, they need it. And the carbohydrates and vegetable oils, they need it. Next, okay, then also officially recommended to consume more fiber. Why? Why? It is helpful. Yes, it is helpful, but not for production of short-chain fatty acids. Not at all. Not at all. It is necessary to remove these polyunsaturated fatty acids from your intestines with feces, because fat is sticking to these fibers and go out with feces. This reduced amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids that are going to your bloodstream. It is protecting your health. Okay, doctor will not tell you that you all this fat which you used for cooking, or if you eat fast food, then it is just go to your toilet. Okay, but it is not expensive, of course, maybe, but better not to. You don't need fiber. You don't need fiber if you follow a good diet. And good diet, in my opinion, and again, I'm not medical professional, the only good diet is ketogenic diet with the use of animal fat as a source of energy. We'll go into details a little bit later. So the recommendations to use statins and consume more fibers can be useful for health improvement if you follow this balanced diet. If you consume a lot of fruits and vegetables, and if you consume these vegetable oils, no other option. Use statins and consume more fibers. Then it will help your health. Yeah, but I don't do it. Additionally, because of the deposition of oxidized lipoproteins and polyunsaturated fatty acids in bone marrow and the thymus gland, degeneration of our immune system is accelerated. This is considered normal. As our immune system suffers, it leads to accelerated aging and inability to resist viral infections. It is considered normal. We are aging. I cannot check what is the situation with my thymus. I just don't have enough funds. But I believe that this degeneration of thymus gland somehow should be reversed in my case. Saturated fatty acids are converted to ATP, to energy molecules, more efficiently by mitochondria than glucose and polyunsaturated fatty acids. This is just a scientific fact, okay? What means more efficiently? Less, it is, why mitochondrial glucose oxidation is faster? Of course, it is faster. It produces excessive amount of reactant oxygen species, which result in oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, you have aging, you have oxidation of proteins, oxidation of lipoproteins, oxidation of these PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids. Then, if you have glucose as a main source of energy, I don't use glucose as a main source of energy, I use fat. For me, saturated fat is the best source of energy, and then aging, I slow down aging, even reverse aging with my diet, with my ketogenic diet. But mind that it is, if you change to ketogenic, you can slow down your aging, but to reverse you need more efforts. It is interesting, as I said, that I already was talking about that. It is interesting that long-living animals like snake-mole rats demonstrate a higher reliance on fatty acids for energy production. It is first, so they consume more fat than carbohydrates, and they have mitochondrial membranes that predominantly contain monounsaturated fatty acids and saturated fatty acids. 5 times, or even, pardon me, not 5, even 10 times more they have this kind of monounsaturated saturated fatty acids than polyunsaturated fatty acids. Okay, you can go to the link so you can trust or you can read the publication. This is why they live long, because first they use fat as source of energy, so they produce less amount of reactive and oxygen species. Second, they don't consume this polyunsaturated fatty acids. You consume polyunsaturated fatty acids like mice from grains, you live much shorter, but long-living animals can live 20 times longer. The proof of these polyunsaturated fatty acids are especially damaging to our immune system as they accumulate in the bone marrow and thymus. This was I was talking already, but okay, this is again big problem. If then this naked mole rats, they demonstrate delayed immunosenescence. So they, because their diet is based mostly on this middle chain and short chain fatty acids, they demonstrate a delayed immune senescence. So the immune system of them work much better, and they have no thymus involution. Thymus involution, it is change of the size and then replacement of healthy tissue with fat, adipose tissue. So this is how it works for them. And why? Again, what they eat, and the secret is what they eat. Okay, this is in contrast to mice that show continuous shrinkage of the thymus with age, and also in contrast to humans who follow the recommended balanced diet. The problem with the use of vegetable oils is that polyunsaturated fatty acids are extremely difficult to remove from your body, since they cannot be broken down by digestive enzymes which we produce, and they are already embedded in the membranes of cells and organelles. If you consume this polyunsaturated fatty acids in your life, and I did it, so unfortunately I was not smart from my birth, I was thinking that rice bran oil and or other type of like sunflower oil is healthy, and it is not. Okay, it is not. It will take me even much longer to remove this polyunsaturated fatty acids. Then I can talk about rejuvenation. It goes, but slowly. Radical health improvement can be based on consumption of saturated fatty acids and monounsaturated fatty acids as the main source of energy, with enough of protein of animal origin. It is my opinion. About monounsaturated fatty acids, yeah, if you can buy cold extracted olive oil, which is mostly fake, you cannot buy it, or if you eat avocado fresh, grown somewhere not so far, and without these toxins, well, maybe good, but unfortunately I believe that monounsaturated fatty acids, yeah, it is almost impossible to buy good. So yeah, I rely on beef tallow, and I rely on lard and butter. Butter is my priority. This is what I like the most, butter. Okay, but even in this case, it will take longer than a few years to reduce the risk of development neurodegenerative diseases. Again, I reversed it, but again, to improve memory, unfortunately, I have to little bit work more and to avoid this polyunsaturated fatty acids and vegetable oils longer. Then my brain will work better, because what is now my IQ, when I was young, it was more than 200. This is why I went to science. I worked in science. Why? Because IQ was high. But now I measured IQ, it is like 160. So it is less than when I was young. So no good. So, but why? I am thinking why? Okay, because yes, accumulation of this polyunsaturated fatty acids in membranes of my neurons in the brain, and also accumulation of lipofuscin. What to do with it? Again, it's possible to remove it. It's possible with bacterial enzymes. I work on it, but it will take years and years. But it works. So what we have? Bone marrow. It is producing stem cells. stem cells, it is also, it can support your body indefinitely long if it is healthy. Unfortunately, we develop this chronic hypoxia. Because of chronic hypoxia, even cells in bone marrow, they suffer from chronic hypoxia. Chronic hypoxia leads to that they are degenerated into adipocytes. Adipocytes is the fat cells. So we have accumulation of fat inside the bone marrow. So we produce fewer these stem cells, which is necessary for our to support our body indefinitely long. And also thymus in young people and especially toddlers are big, very, very efficient, very well working. But in old people it is small and mostly replaced by this adipose tissue. Why again? Why? Because the chronic hypoxia, but also this oxidated polyunsaturated fatty acids contribute to this. Sure. Okay. Then eventually we have not many healthy cells. We have this replacement of bone marrow with fat, and eventually our immune system stops to work and we die. Okay, but because macrophages and leukocytes accumulate oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids and lipoproteins in their lysosomes, they transform into form cells and die. Pardon. Okay, yeah. Okay. Sorry, it's I was talking about this, but okay. The accumulation of debris and dead immune cells in the wall of large arteries leads to development of atherosclerosis, which is narrowing of the lumen of the arteries, increases blood pressure, and increases the risk of blood clots formation. Plants and vegetable oils also contain so-called phytosterols and stenols, which inhibit cholesterol absorption from the intestine in humans into the bloodstream. Again, if you use carbohydrates as a main source of energy, then these plants and vegetables, consumption of vegetables can be beneficial for you. Yeah, why? Because you inhibit cholesterol absorption and transportation of these polyunsaturated fatty acids from intestine to your body, to your bloodstream. Yeah, this again, I cannot say there is no logic in recommendation of medical professionals. There is, but just there is other viewpoint. I can think logically and then say why we should use this polyunsaturated fatty acids if much more healthy to use butter and to use animal fat as a source of energy and stop using this carbohydrates as source of energy, because this is no good. Sugars are not good for our health. If you want to live forever young, stop using carbohydrates as a main source of energy. So again, but if you follow balanced diet and consumption of these phytosterols and stanols, recommended, again, statins and fiber and these phytosterols recommended. What medical professionals recommend you? Yes, it works. It works, can be beneficial as long as you follow this balanced diet. If you're not stopping consumption of plants and carbohydrates, then yeah, you have to do it. You have to use statins, you have to eat fiber, a lot of fiber, and you have to also consume this vegetables which are full of phytosterol, and also they're full of what? Of oxalates. Oxalates will kill you anyway. So it is again, it will extend your lifespan, but not too long. Okay, I'm talking about radical extension, about few hundred years. So for me, it is different. Okay, this if you want to live for a few hundred years, then you may follow my advice. And if you don't want, okay, use medical professionals as the trusted persons. It is for you. Okay, not many people want to live a few hundred years. The time ahead, as we can see, it is like kind of apocalypse. So many things will get clear, and what will get clear is that all civilization is falling apart. A lot of suffering and a lot of war, and maybe some nuclear war in just in 2 years from now. So this is why I moved from Germany to Thailand, because I was thinking the war will start in 2020s. Unfortunately, it started, but unfortunately it started in my native Ukraine, not in Germany. But it will come to Germany, just wait. Okay, so consumption of this phytosterols will be beneficial if you have vegetable oils in your diet. Then the risk of atherosclerosis will be reduced. Yeah, this is how it works. And you go to internet, you will see advice and plant sterols work to make what? To reduce your cholesterol absorption from intestines. So you will have better health. Yeah, you cannot use fat as source of energy, but advantage that these polyunsaturated fatty acids from full grains and from your vegetable oils will not go to your bloodstream. You can live little bit longer, little bit, not much, because then other toxins will come to your blood, which are from insecticides, herbicides, and oxalates. Okay, you will die anyway before 100 years, but it is actually good. Some people don't want to live long. Normally, cholesterol from the bile produced by liver is reabsorbed from the colon into the blood. If fat is used as the main source of energy without these polyunsaturated fatty acids, if we are based on animal fat, our body needs a lot of cholesterol for production of bile and transportation of fatty acids. Bile is absolutely necessary to remove toxins from our body. It is, the more bile your liver produces, the better. And some details. Consumption of plants and vegetable oils, including fruit oils, even fruit oils such as olive oil, avocado oil, and even coconut oil, may cause imbalances in your human body. Why? Because they have these plant sterols. And then plant sterols, if you consume a lot of coconut oil, you don't have enough of this reuse of the cholesterol. Your bile getting out, removes the toxins, but how to produce more bile, how to accelerate your cleaning of your body from toxins. Yeah, so don't use coconut oil or MCT oil, maybe not good for your health. If you can buy grass-fed butter, this is the best, but unfortunately I kind of addicted a little bit to coconut oil. I eat fresh coconut meal. When coconuts are ripe and can be eaten, I eat coconuts also. But I need something to improve production of cholesterol in my body. What to do? Amino acids leucine. Leucine can increase cholesterol production in the liver. How to do it? Dairy product, egg whites, and whey proteins are rich in leucine. Okay, if you consume such kind of proteins, egg whites, dairy products, and whey proteins, this leucine, amino acid leucine, is necessary for production of cholesterol, for cleaning your body from all these waste products, but also to increase muscle growth. So decide. You can buy whey protein supplements, and which are used by athletes and individuals to reverse sarcopenia, for example. I see how I use a lot of dairy products and eggs as much as I can. Unfortunately, I can't eat too much just because I'm tired, and like 5 eggs a day, it is maximum what I can eat. Just too much satiety. I cannot eat because I'm full. already eat too much fat, too much butter, too much coconut oil, and too much dairy products. Yeah, unfortunately. So okay, I have to think a little bit about what to fasting longer. Okay, but the whey protein, you can buy it. It is always available. And dairy products, eggs, yeah, eggs. Wow. Then you can base your diet on these products plus butter, and enough. It's healthy. Okay, how it works? Liver produces cholesterol, and then cholesterol is used to produce bile and bile salts and bile acids. Then it goes to your guts. It is necessary, absolutely necessary for fat digestion, because if your diet is ketogenic diet, is based on the use of fat as source of energy, you have no other option. You need a lot of cholesterol. Otherwise, this fat cannot be transported to your brain and also to your other cells. And liver cannot produce ketone bodies from fat. So you are starving, So you need a lot of cholesterol. And stop about thinking that cholesterol is dangerous. Dangerous is not cholesterol. Dangerous is low oxidized, low density protein, which is somehow people call bad cholesterol. But they call good cholesterol, they call high density lipoproteins. Why it is the same cholesterol? Cholesterol is chemical alcohol. I mean just alcohol. It is not changing. This chemical composition is not changing. But what is changing? They call low density lipoproteins, which is oxidized with PUFAs, with this with polyunsaturated fatty acids. They call it bad cholesterol, and it is bad, but not cholesterol. It is bad lipoprotein. And they call good cholesterol high density lipoprotein, but they actually, if it to be logically, it has to be bad lipoprotein. Good lipoprotein. Yeah, but again, if you have, if your diet is based on fat, then you have higher amount of LDL, low density lipoprotein, but healthy LDL, healthy because it has no polyunsaturated fatty acids, and you use fat as a source of energy. You need to transport fat in your body, so you have high amount of LDL. You have also high amount of high density lipoprotein, because you reverse the cholesterol to liver, and liver produce more bile, and bile is necessary to remove toxins and to digest fat, so your body works much better. This is how it works in long-living animals like snake mole rats, and also it works in bats. And so nature shows us what to do, but people don't consider that nature have a solution. Meanwhile, people, according to Bible, people living up to almost 1,000 years. Why? Because their diet was based on milk. Milk from goats, for example, is very, very healthy, because it is so much of middle chain fatty acids, which are absolutely healthy. And then they have this leucine for production of bile and for production of cholesterol. Everything was balanced. And if it is good diet, if you from your birth you eat, you consume this milk and cheese from goats, for example, it would be the best diet ever, and you probably will never die. I mean, yeah, because people were dying. They were not immortal, but they were dying because of some infection or because some fighting with somebody, with some animals. So it's again, it was to be much better. Life was too much better. But then, since development of agriculture, and since we started to use grain as a main source of energy, we degenerate. We are turning into primates. We are turning into apes with no brain. It is happening. I was talking about this. Okay, so now, even if you try to follow carnivore diet, if you want to eat meat, be careful. It was long been noticed that when feeding chicken with crushed grain, soybean meals, and cake from sunflower grains and other seeds, then when the share of the omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids and especially linoleic and linoleic and linolenic acids in the total energy balance is 6 to 7%. It is so-called bad PUFA, bad omega-6, and omega-3 somehow considered healthy. So then this PUFA accumulate in poultry meat and especially in a deposit tissue. That's true. If I eat poultry, I never use fat. I use fat to feed my dogs. And these dogs, they don't live long. They live maximum 20 years. So they're okay. They're okay. I don't care much. I mean, I love dogs, but I don't want to. I mean, I instead of throwing away this fat, maybe maybe I should throw away. But I think, okay, dogs will die anyway. They can be killed by a car, by accident. Okay, so I don't care much. I give them fat from this poultry. Okay, these polyunsaturated fatty acids can accumulate in poultry meat and especially in deposit tissue. So industrial grown fish also have a high content of omega-6 PUFA. So if you buy shrimps or if you buy some salmon or other industrially grown fish, it is, pardon me, it is toxic for you. Don't do it. Don't do it. And why should? What you can buy? You can buy open water ocean fish. And I do it like mackerel, and sometimes, but now I just don't want to eat. But catfish, I was growing catfish, and I was feeding catfish with kind of industrial produced food. But okay, I didn't do it for long, so I cannot say I accumulated this PUFAs in catfish and then was eating it. But catfish was good actually, very fatty, by the way, very fatty and very tasty. But okay, it was my mistake. I didn't think much about healthy food that time when I was growing this catfish. Okay, then since such a diet has become the norm in industrial poultry and fish farming, chicken fat and farm-raised fatty fish should be avoided. Yeah, if you want to live for 1,000 years, yeah, your choice for healthy food is limited. Sorry. Pork and lard can contain PUFAs too if the animals were fed with similar food like for chicken, while in the past farmers fed them mostly tubers. In Thailand, pork is good. Pork is good. Why? Because they eat tapioca. Tapioca. They don't eat the soybeans because soybeans are imported from United States, and it is relatively expensive. But tapioca is very cheap. And I was feeding my egg-laying hens also with tapioca, banana, and what else? And some germinated rice grains. Yeah, so it was, and plus they were taking insects because it was pasture. They were free range. I mean, they had enough space to go and to eat some ants and other insects. Okay, this what happens in industry. Industry is industrially fed, industrially produced chicken. They have a lot of fat. So I try to buy. If I buy chicken, I buy not so fatty chicken. And what is composition of this fat? It has a big amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids, which is too much. This is why I give this fat to dogs. Okay, thus we see that most of age-related degenerative diseases are related to the use of carbohydrates as the main source of energy and the consumption of fruits and vegetables, as well as vegetable oils, in a so-called balanced diet. If you follow balanced diet, I'm sorry about you. Yeah, but okay, but again, not many people want to live long, especially if you have the thermonuclear war probably in future. Then why to live so long? A ketogenic diet with animal fats as the main source of energy can cure type 2 diabetes and alleviate or even reverse the development of many age-related diseases. I believe that, again, it is true, but to some extent, because to reverse aging, for example, you need these bacterial enzymes, to my opinion, and I use them. Even Alzheimer's patients begin to feel better if ketone bodies are used by brain as fuel, and ketone bodies produced from fat by the liver. However, the transition to ketogenic diet takes no shorter than 12 weeks and often accompanied by an unpleasant symptoms, muscle spasm or cramps, brain fog, weakness. Why? Because when you are changing to this diet, your body try to expel oxalates, try to expel toxins, and it is very painful. It can be. I was getting through this. It's nightmare. Okay, or especially if you don't have enough of these electrolytes, it's nightmare. But better to go through. But eventually, because eventually it leads to restructuring of metabolism and increasing the concentration of ketone bodies in the blood, into better health and better mental abilities, cognitive abilities will be improved. All life will be much better. So how ketone bodies work? They produce by liver. These are relatively short chain molecules. They easily get through the brain blood barrier, very easy, and then neurons can use it. And no Alzheimer, no Parkinson. Your brain works much better if you use ketone bodies. To improve health and extend longevity, I suggest following a set of simple rules. This is again up to you. I'm doctor of science, not doctor of medicine. What I do may will not work for you. Again, my friends tell me, okay, when you will live longer than 130 years, we will follow you. I said, yes, okay, I have no doubt that I will live longer than 130 years, but unfortunately you will not see it. You will not live too long. Because they said if you will see that you look very young, and but sorry, I started my program of rejuvenation not long ago. It takes time. Some methods of rejuvenation, Tom Cruise, as a Hollywood actor, is using, but he's using it already 20 years and he looks good. I tried to go further than Tom Cruise because I'm in age of started when I was about 63, and already my body was falling apart, unfortunately. So now I'm much better, but yet my appearance improving. It is improving. Even hair gets a little bit more natural color, and yeah, and I'm strong. I'm much stronger. I'm swimming for 2 hours in fins, very intense, and nobody from locals do it. They don't want to swim, these people, but they some of them they have huge endurance, huge. I cannot work in hot environment for long. I'm just cannot. But for them it is okay. They are already adapted to this climate. Okay, whatever. But muscles grow. You follow this diet with a lot of dairy product, with a lot of leucine, muscles grow. Muscles grow, this cholesterol is produced, bile is produced, you cleaning your body from these toxins, you clean your body from oxalates. Eventually you feel yourself much younger, much more with much more energy, and much stronger also. Okay, let's go. Okay, what else? Refrain from using vegetable oils in cooking. If you go to some restaurant and you will see that people use vegetable oils, just go out. Don't eat it. Don't eat it, okay? Some days I go to local barbecue restaurant, but barbecue restaurant is good that you are cooking for yourself. You are getting some grill with coal, and you can grill your meat or whatever you want, and then you don't use these vegetable oils. I like it, and so I like that you can choose what to eat and what kind of meat, what kind of seafood to eat, and then I like it, and it's relatively affordable. Okay, at least you need 1.6 gram of animal fat per kilo of body weight. I'm talking about dry weight of animal protein. So if you use whey protein, okay, you can calculate how much whey protein. Again, no, maybe not too much, but whey protein will be very helpful for your health. Also, so-called HMB. I was talking about this in other videos. This is also kind of substance which improve muscle growth and also production of this cholesterol. Prioritize consumption of pasture eggs and grass-fed dairy products if you can afford it. If not, okay, maybe eggs, but maybe not pasture eggs, but whatever eggs you can buy. Regularly eat the internal organs of animals, especially liver and kidneys. Get into your diet the required amount of electrolytes and minerals such as sodium, potassium, magnesium, zinc, and copper. Drink plenty of water to prevent dehydration. Practice fasting for 16 hours a day or longer, at least 3 days a week, or maybe every day, up to you. During fasting, do intense aerobic exercise for endurance, like swimming, cycling, whatever you can, for up to 2 hours a day to activate autophagy, which is absolutely important for removing toxins and rejuvenating your body. Abundant consumption of vegetables and fruits is a source of toxins, sugars, and oxalates. If you are like in Germany and you can afford buying organic, maybe it's okay. But here in Thailand, no way. And also in America, I believe it's no way to get organic vegetables and fruits. But again, for what? If you follow a balanced diet with carbohydrates as base, yes, you need fiber. You need these vegetables to stop the digestion of polyunsaturated fatty acids. But if you are on ketogenic diet, why do you need it? Why to pay for fruits which have only sugar and water, and some other products which are maybe not healthy for you? Again, I stopped eating fruits and vegetables, so much better. And I like it. I like food I eat. I eat this, I especially like crocodile meat. Now I cannot buy it, but I used to eat crocodile meat every day, 1 kilo. Okay, instead of these fruits, use cocoa powder, hot chocolate, and resistant starch, at least 15 grams per day, in order to ensure healthy microflora in the colon. Guys, cocoa powder or hot chocolate, you can buy it, but no sugar, of course. Yeah, and make it with milk or milk powder. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for health. It has some very healthy substances inside. So this I do every morning. I drink hot chocolate. Some days not morning but evening. Yeah, it helps to sleep. With milk, of course. Consume betaine and choline as dietary supplements, and increase the number of eggs in your diet as a source of choline to remove toxins accumulated in your body. I was teaching some students, and one boy told me that he was very serious to grow muscles because he was not very well developed, and he took it very seriously. So he told me that he was eating 11 eggs a day. For me, I cannot eat more than 5, maybe 7 some days, but 5 already too much for me. I am so tired, I cannot eat more. But again, good quality eggs, pasture eggs, just your priority. If you can afford it, if you can buy it, buy and eat as many, up to 30 eggs a day if you can consume so much. But again, no carbohydrates. The best source of choline, the best source of healthy fat, the best source of this leucine and other proteins for your body is in eggs. Okay. Drink lemon or lime juice or water with citric acid during or immediately after the main meal to improve the digestion of animal protein and to remove accumulated oxalates from your body. It takes time. You have to do it. You have to remove oxalates, and to remove oxalates, you need magnesium and citric acid. And then I use some water extracts like garlic and something other spices, and with magnesium and citric acid. Yeah, I drink it such water extract. So magnesium is the core. I mean, you need a lot. If there cannot be too much magnesium. If you have too much magnesium, you will get kind of not diarrhea but loose stool, and it will go out. As you know, this Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate, is some laxative, works as laxative. So if you eat too much, then you will go toilet, and the excess amount of magnesium go out. But just how much you need. But magnesium is almost, magnesium and potassium are electrolytes which you need a lot. Practice sauna or hot water bath in the evening to relax, and for health and for skin health it is absolutely important. Or at least swim in open water and take cold showers and icy baths in the morning or daytime. If you can, I swim in almost every next day. I go swim for 2 hours in a local lake. I will enjoy it because it's so hot. Today, for example, 36 plus 36, and it's impossible. I cannot work when it is so hot and sun is shining. Oh, yeah, okay, so swimming helps me to be alive. Okay, society views pensioners and retired people as useless eaters, and they are. And even there are proposals for forced euthanasia for those retirees who are not able to support themselves. Yeah, I understand, because again, we have fewer children, and one child in the family is supposed to provide for two parents and also for government. And they have no money for themselves and to enjoy life, so it is crazy. Of course, they don't like these old people. They want the old disappear. And what is happening again? The huge drop in the life expectancy. Longevity expectancy, huge drop last year. Why? Because the Western countries are getting more migrants who don't contribute to society. They consume this social support, and they don't produce any competitive products. Only consume, and then who pays for this? Young generation, and young generation hate these old people. They believe that retirees are useless, worthless eaters. So then it is again, what to do? To avoid this situation, engage in intense creative work or hobbies, or maybe make your own business. But when you do, you work hard, like I am. I'm working hard. Make regular breaks for physical activity, almost about every hour or 2 hours, to intensify blood flow. Yeah, because brain will not work without blood flow. And also, if you just don't do exercises, you will get sarcopenia. You will destroy your body. If possible, move from large cities to countryside and produce at least some of the food for yourself. If you grow yourself, like I was growing some berries with no toxins, with no herbicides, and mulberry. Yeah, mulberry trees I was growing, and this I can eat. Berries, but what berries I was growing myself. Sometimes I even eat mango when it is a single season, but not much. Maybe one mango a day, or one mango in few days, because I just don't want to have too much sugar. Okay, so what business you can do? Just enjoy it. It is, yeah, I used to do it, and it's a lot. I was even earning money because I was keeping egg laying hens. I was growing mushrooms. I do till now beekeeping and breeding catfish in ponds. I was also doing, and I was eating this food, and I was selling some excess amount, and there was completely free living. It was enough to cover the living cost. So eggs, hens were laying up to 5 eggs per week, and very good quality eggs. Organic, absolute organic, good quality eggs. Mushrooms, I was producing more than 1 kilo a day, so it's again more than I can consume. And catfish, unfortunately, I didn't do much because the ponds were not big, but okay, but whatever. Avoid stressful situations, keep friendly relations with neighbors. Okay, attend services in a local church if you are Christian. If not, I don't know, go to some bar or club. Don't watch TV. Don't eat when you are spiritually stressed. This is some people do. They feel unhappy. They eat carbohydrates. Carbohydrates work as drugs, and they make them a little bit more happy. Don't do it. Sleep 7-8 hours a day. Glycine, melatonin, GABA, and mild antihistamines may be taken in the evening before bedtime to sleep longer. But okay, thank you for your time, guys. This is very long video. If you watch this all long, I appreciate it really. It's not easy to go, and it was not easy for me to produce so long video and to write all this text. Yeah, okay. Again, my opinion is mostly different from official recommendation. Why? Because I have different goal. Then medical professionals, they recommend you to extend little bit age, not much, because if you live too long, then it is too much pressure on the social support, and which is not good for society. But I want to live few hundred years. I want to be productive. I want to be creative. I want to maybe keep my business and then support me and my family and my relatives. So again, I'm not medical professionals. You are not supposed to follow my recommendation. I don't do recommendations. I just give you some information to think. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support my project, it is to live forever young, the project. Then at least press like and bell button, subscribe to my channel, share this video information with your friends and family. If you comment, if you put some comments, it will help me even more, because the best way to learn anything, it is teaching the subject to students. And if students ask questions, it helps me to go deeper into details, understand, and to remember something important what you ask. So have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.